Hello and welcome to the Wellness Talk, a thought-provoking platform where we dive deep into the mental, health, and wellness issues affecting our society. This is a safe space for transformation, healing, and growth. I am your host, Coach Bobby, and in studio today I have Miss Salome Madumo. We're going to talk about how she actually transformed Bokamoso High School. She is the principal of Bokamoso High School. How are you, ma'am?
I'm okay, man.
I'm
And
good.
thank you for having me here.
Thank you for joining us.
All right.
Firstly, can you please tell our viewers who is Salome? Let's go back so that they can connect with you. Who are you?
Okay. Salome is a grandchild, is a daughter to Rebecca and Phineas Madumo from the dusty road of Garangua. That's where I grew up. So my passion was education from young, but becoming an educator, it was not a key point. I wanted actually to become a doctor.
Wow.
But due to some things that I'm rectifying in my school, I became a teacher. Because of my not having a good maths teacher, that's what turned around everything. I became a teacher, and I tend to love it because that's where we manufacture craft and build the future. So everybody comes from these beautiful hands, but the future, most of the time, the career, if I may say, is mostly misunderstood.
Yeah.
If it can be understood, the world will be a better place to be in. So I followed this career diploma-wise until I became a master of education, but following leadership and management. Because in my career of 30 years, I've been a leader for 27 years.
Wow.
3 years at PL1. That is God's doing because everything I base it on Him.
I love that.
Not only in education, also other managerial position, because I believe a leader is born, but you need management to guide your leadership so that you can be focused on what is happening professionally. So a leader is in the blood. Management is part of emphasizing your leadership qualities. So that's what I did up to master's level, understanding my call. To me, it's a call, it's not a profession. That is why I'm crafting it in so well, in a sense that from that school that you're talking about, they used to call it Izo. I got in there 2015. 2014, they got 48% with 358 learners. So when I got there, because the mistakes that we are doing as leaders is we come with solution. I'm having masters, I'm having a wealth of experience. I want to drive it to a totally different contextual matter.
Wow.
So the first thing is to ask the question, what happened?
Yeah.
And how can I help?
What is the cause?
What is the cause? Because I cannot just come with good plans. It won't work. I don't care how good you are. You have to ask them first what made them to get 48%. Then I got answers. Then I contextualized my leadership with them. Then we ran together. I gave them my vision. I looked into their vision. But most importantly, because I'm employed by the Department of Education, I had to look at the vision. So the three visions together, that's where we are now. After 11 years, Bokamoso from 358, we have in 1,326 learners, and we are at 99.2% metric results.
Wow.
So in my 11 years, 7 years of 90% results. In my 11 years, 7 years of quality and excellence delivery. It's all about listening to your subordinates. It's all about telling them it's okay to make a mistake. Let's run. It's all about, even if they are paid, because some are saying teachers are paid, why are they not doing the job? It's not about being paid. It's about being told that you are the best. You can do it. That's what I tell my teachers. That's what I also tell my learners, because the youth of today, they want something dangling before you, they can move.
Amen to that.
They have a lot of talent within them. They don't realize it. So they push in the right direction. It assists. So the magic is listen, assist, motivate, and be a cheerleader. I'm a cheerleader of my staff.
We're going to unpack that. Wow, you said a mouthful. And Ms. Salome, it's not easy for a person to say, I want to enter into this school and I want to change it. We go back to talking about leadership. I always say that leadership is a gift. It's not something that you actually learn. It's not some saying it's a skill to learn, but I really don't believe it's a skill to learn, because leadership, it has to be in your blood. Because if you're a leader, you face a lot of challenges that not many people will deal with that, you know. And I'm really, really honored to be having this conversation with you. We need people like you. You know, as you're telling your story, I'm like, I want to unpack this. And I'm so amazed, and I wish a lot of people could really, really learn from you. Let's go back a bit. When you found Bukamoso, what was the situation there? And what gave you the confidence and hope to say that, you know what, actually I'm seeing possibilities here. This could change.
All right. The first thing, when we apply as educators, we just see promotional posts on the Gazette.
Yeah.
You just apply randomly. Let truth be told, I did not do a thorough background with Bukamosa. I wouldn't have applied for it. I just applied because I was like, hey, I've been long in the supporting leadership. Let me lead, because something was pushing me from within. I tell people that listen to that voice.
Yes.
Listen to that voice. I listened, I applied. The first thing when I went into the school, I was like, how do people work in such a filthy environment?
Oof.
And I'm like, this one, God, I don't want it. That's what I said. This one, So I had 2 more to go. The second was worse than the first one. The third was like, yeah, I want this one. So it was December. I'm like, yeah, this one. But that first one, Bukamoso, no. God decided to say, with the energy that you're having, the wisdom, the resilience, because women like saying, I'm resilient. They don't understand what the resilience is.
Yeah.
Resilience is you're able to shut the outside stressors. If there's noise within you, you can still stand. So Bukamoso needed that, and I had that. So when I went there, first of all, yes, there were trials and tribulation. There were storms. The first thing, I'm not from Amaskral. Hear me well, Amaskral, if you're not from there, they won't accept you easily. The second thing, a woman. And who's blocking you? Other women to say, she's a woman. That school was led by a gentleman. He
What is
could
she
not
gonna
do it. This one is going to drop the result to 38%. That was their target, not my target. The learners who were there, pre having 2 schools, we had primary, middle school, secondary school. So Bukamoso, we separated by this other school. The school was a feeder, Mudilati, to Bukamoso, until the new principal decided to say, if I can be a secondary school principal, I can give better result by their school. So they blocked the transfer of grade 10 learners into Bukamoso. That's the history that they told me while I was still doing my research as to how do I get out of the situation. Because I'm there. I've signed. And they gave me the result after signing that your school is 48% and you're going to account with the DDG, with the HOD, with the MEC. Why are you 48%? So I had to go. It's another part. Now that part of saying gathering information, putting it together, finding out, okay, because this school has blocked, and after blocking, what did the school do? It gave Bukamoso learners of level 1, level 2, or learners who were very naughty, they were moved into that school. So that's where they had a lower enrollment of learners, and now Mudiladi became this power school in that area because it was receiving, it was not releasing, it only released level 1s and 2s. Now those teachers must work hard for them to get better results, and it's not easy. So I had to think outside the box as to how do I change this situation? Yeah. How do I find the community that is saying I'm a woman and I don't belong? Simply meaning you're not from that area. Yeah. And how do I fight that? And I was like, resilience. I'm stopping all. I'm a human being, a person who qualified for this post, and I'm going to prove to people that I can do it with my team. So I have that. I must transfer it to those teachers because they were already in that mode.
And to transfer that to an adult, it's a process.
And they're also looking at me, this woman, you hear my voice.
Yeah.
It's like, this voice, we'll see if it can survive. and the learners were like excited that, a lady is going to be nice.
Yeah.
Going to smooth easily, smooth ride, no discipline, nothing. Because as we said, the youth sometimes, they enjoy doing nothing. You must drive them for their potential, for their goal. So we had to start there. I had to call parents who were also negative that she's not from here, to tell them that we're going to do it. My first interview with Moretele Radio, I told them that I'm going to give them results. So we started there, analyzing those learners. The oldest was 25 years in grade 12. God. The boy, I still remember he's working now. I still remember he 25 but disciplined. So I had to sit with them. I had to tell them that you're called Izo. So after 5 years, you'll be passing. You'll be ashamed to tell your people, your friends that this is my school. So it's about time that we work around that. And nobody believed except me. So even the director, even the district official, usually when you are a principal, they don't take you to your school. You just go on your own. But from my side, the director, Salome Madumo, went with me. And I thought it was an honor. Maybe they are doing it in this different.
You know, most of the time, as you're speaking now, I'm reflecting. It is so easy for us sitting at home, parents, individuals, to say, "Hi, why Pastor Reed is like this? Why they're not doing this?" But as you speak now, it is not easy to be a teacher, not to be a principal.
It's not.
And for you, for a school to be called Yizo, you should know that that school is at the bottom. It's the most difficult school ever. And you had to deal with the fact that you were not from there. That is the first thing. You had to deal with the fact that you need to reprogram the teacher's mindset. That on its own, it's a lot of work. And the learners as well. How did you do that?
Okay. If you tell somebody that you're beautiful.
Yeah.
If you tell somebody that you can do it. I worked with not the physical. I worked with the emotional part of saying, when God created us, that is my line that will tell you.
Wow.
When God created us, he said, I'm creating somebody in my image. So I'm like, do you think God created you for being a level 1? And the boy will be like, no, man. And I'm like, he created you with potential. You chose.
I love that.
You chose to fail. We choose to fail. So I told them that you're no more going to choose to fail. Yes, from grade 1 up to 7 or 8 or 9, they told you that you're stupid. God never created a stupid. He created us out of his image. So that's where I worked with. And I told teachers to say, I will walk with you. You became a teacher. You became a maths teacher. You wanted to change learners regarding maths. Next to the name maths, it is your name. It's not my name. Next to Bukamoso is my name. So shine. You're branding, you're writing your book. When you go, you want to be known by this person. So legend, for me, a legend, I cannot say Muhammad Ali is my legend. I don't know him. But my legend is my mother, like myself.
The person
my
you know.
My legend is my mother and my dad. Because for me to be who I am is because of my mom's lesson. But management, I learned it. Leadership is from my mom and my dad. So that's what I told them, to go back. Think that when you were born, you were like this.
Yeah.
These are our talents. These are our skills. It depends on you whether you're going to run up to here or there.
Yeah.
So I told them that it's about time that you ooze it out. And how do we ooze it out? It's by starting. Teachers, I advise them to say, you start by making them write what they know. If they get 10 out of 10, that's where they see that I'm good. I'm good. If you speak positive, even if I tell my teachers to say, even if you see, there's one. Just tell them that you're good.
Speak it to existence.
When are you always playing? If you can stop playing, if you can start writing, if you can write it 5 times, it will remain here. That's what I'm doing. We work smart, not hard at Bukamosa. We don't work hard. Hard is when you work 24/7 and you still can't find it. But I believe that if we work with the mental part, if we tell them to ignite that is within, if that is within is strong, we have silence.
I love that. I love that.
So that is my attitude towards getting results. And that's where we started. We started by cleaning. And they were like, at least we can see the school from the road, because I'm right on the main road. So usually we pass there. We never thought there was a school. When I went for interview, By the way, I got lost 3 times. And they were like, there was a small pathway to the school. I couldn't see the school.
Wow.
But now everybody sees the school. Cleanliness, we cleaned. They started cleaning. They started wearing proper uniform. They started giving away those caps and whatever. Looking like, because I just gave them a simple example. When you go to church, do you dress like that? And they're like, no.
No.
When you go to discos, do you dress like that?
No. They make sure they're clean.
Different stroke for different reasons. So when you go to church, where there's to school, we want you to look like this because we don't want to see your background. So they started dressing up. And I'm like, we're building gentlemen of the future. Tag in. And they started tagging in. Girls, ladies. And they started dressing proper. That's why we start small things. Then teachers in the class, their job will be easier to say, yeah, she is supporting her. Yeah, she understands. Yes, she's speaking to parents to say, it's about time as a parent you tell your child that you're good. Even if you see level 2, you're good, but you're spending less time on your studies. You see, there's a part. We address the part.
Yeah.
That's how we came along into becoming. Now we are one of the best schools in Gauteng in South Africa. We recognize, and we need to be separated from the Bukamoso in Tembisa. We're not
I also thought it was Bukamoso in Tembisa.
They're giving him the accolades, but it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's
So
okay.
We're doing that. It's about working with the mind of a child. We're dealing with fragile kids that need support. We're dealing with kids whom the parents are telling that
You keep on mentioning the mind. The mind.
the key.
And as you speak, I could see your reaction. You're very passionate about that.
Sure.
I want us to go deeper now. How important is it for other teachers, the ones that are watching and the teachers out there in the community? How important is it to ensure that you always combine education with psychology and education with nature? Because when you talk about the inner, you used the inner world, to really influence the teachers, the existing teachers there, and the students as well. You had to connect them to who they really are, in order for you to ensure that your vision comes to life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Teachers, we just like kids.
Yeah.
You buy your child a lollipop and you see that smile. Do you know, even myself, if you buy me a lollipop, you're saying it comes with love, I'll smile.
Yeah.
So I don't motivate only the learners.
Yeah.
I also go with my teachers to tell them that you're good. Where did you go wrong? I'm listening. I'm like this bank, I'm not promoting it, but I just like their phrase, FNB, how can we help you? I do a lot of that debriefing because the poor teachers inside the classroom, there's a war zone these days. It's a war zone. And when they come back, they're just demoralized of saying, yes, the principal is saying I'm good, but hey, these learners, it's so difficult for me to go through.
Yeah.
I also do the same with those teachers to saying, you're good. Where did you lose it?
Yeah.
And don't be perfect, eh? Because if you're perfect, when I'm teaching, like I'm an English teacher, there's a part that I don't like. It doesn't mean I don't know it. I don't like teaching it because I can't flow. So I tell my teachers that part.
You're honest, yeah. You're honest.
I don't want perfect teachers. Perfect people, it's only God and Christ, nobody else. So they must be able to accept their mistakes, see their mistakes, accept them and grow. And accept that even if I'm a maths teacher, there are some parts that I'm not good. That part, the examiner might play around what you're not good at.
Know their strengths and their weaknesses.
You're killing those kids. So my teachers, I open this forum where they call me mommy, where I play with them. Because some principals are like, you go into your office, you sit there like a robot. You won't get the results. When we're having closing parties, I dance. And I even show my learners that I can dance their dance. Although it's hard sometimes to practice those.
Yeah.
But I do that so that they can see that I'm a real human being. I can do those things, but I need to limit them to focus on my way to being a legend. So my teachers also, it's best that I get them in their correct mindset. And you know how do I get it? I remind them of themselves when you were in class. There's this teacher that you hate. I told them about my teacher that I did not like. I told them that I hated the teacher when it was his period. I'm like, and he did nothing. by just coming dressed shabby inside.
I also had teachers that I hated. Oh my God.
So I take them back that remember what you hated. Don't be that.
Yeah.
Then they come back. They come and tell me that, hey, today, ma'am, I'm off shabby. Then I'll go and motivate that class, sit with that teacher because I want them in the correct state. I buy them lollipops. I award them like when they will be having an award ceremony for the Matric 2025. I asked the SGP to let them go to this hotel or sleep in that hotel. They won't disappoint me. Because on that day, I tell them how I rely on them, how they are the last. I tell them that you are the last in the frontier or the last person standing to defend the country. These learners are depending on you. You are the last hope. So you can imagine if you're going to lose that learner while you're the last hope. So these ways are always on my mind, and I do a lot of motivation by awarding them certificates, tokens. I look forward for laptops.
You celebrate their achievements,
I celebrate them,
which
and
is
I tell
important.
them that it's not about me. I'm just a cheerleader. The battle, they are facing the battle. They need to be in combat, and they need to be ready all the time. So my job is.
And I'm glad you're the person who actually went through that, because most of the time, because I believe in positivity. I call myself a queen of positivity. It has worked for me my whole life. And sometimes when you talk to people about positivity, they think it's either you're ignorant to the reality or you're naive. But I'm glad that you're here because you went through the mud, and the results that you have now is because of positivity.
Let me tell you the mud.
Yeah.
My turning point, I lost my son 2018.
Wow.
The year I started producing 90% is 2019. Sure. I died when I lost my son. I lost my mom, I lost my brother. At the moment, we were two at home. My brother is gone. I got two babies, one gone, I'm remaining with one. My mom and dad gone. The only flag for Madumo is me. So it is my responsibility to make sure that the flag stays and it runs. And negativity, there's no time for negativity.
Amen to that.
There's no time to say my mom is gone, my son is gone, everybody's gone. I cannot produce the results.
And you can't change it.
I cannot change it. It is God's will. They cannot come back. What do? I need to stand up.
Wow.
I need to
I
raise
love
the
that.
flag and stand up. So 2019 is a turnaround point because I lost my son December, the 3rd of December. He took his life. I don't know for what. I don't know. But 2019, I was like, nah, God, you chose to do this.
Yeah.
The only thing that I need from you, God, is the strength to stand up. That's what I need. And he gave it to me because everybody was like, who he dropped now? She dropped.
Oh my God.
And we will see. And I just look into, I closed my ears. I was like,
from the noise, because the noise is always there.
The noise was too much.
Yeah.
So I stood and I'm like, I'm not a loser. And God, I know it's not you. God, I know the circle of my son was supposed to close. But my vision still stands. I want to be one of the best schools in our district because I had to start in my district first. And it happened in 2019. So out of losing everybody, I stood because he said, I will walk with you. He walked with me, referring to God. My daughter, that year I even forgot that my daughter was doing grade 11. She was running on her own because I was nursing my pain. I was focusing on my job to being in the 90s. And God granted that. And that's when I remembered that my daughter was in grade 11. And she was like, Mom, I understand.
Yeah.
One thing that I will hate is when those learners drop. If they can drop, I'll go personal and tell them that you took my time, but you dropped. But God, knowing God, we did it. And she did it also. Yeah. So
do you think that in this nowadays, the reason why we're missing people like you, we only have few, is because as human beings, we dwell so much on the problems that it blinds us from our own purpose?
It is true.
Yeah.
It is true. I tell my teachers, they'll be like, the machine is not working. And I'm like, think about the child deep in the rural area where they don't have a smart board. Think about them. Think outside the box. Let us not focus. Those things are just to deter us. So for me, negativity is there. You live with it. You grow with that pain. You must learn how to manage that pain.
Yeah.
And you make sure that when you bleed, you don't bleed. I never bled on other people.
Ooh.
It was my pain. So the mistake that we make, we bleed on other people, that because I had it tough, I must be angry to everybody. I must be angry to those young ones. Those young ones need a lot of positive talks as we can, to tell them that when we say it's positive, we're not saying that the storms won't come.
We're not saying that reality is not there.
No,
It
it's
is
gonna
there.
come.
But how are you going to change it? You're not going to change it.
You're
So
not.
you rather dwell on the negativity and produce more negativity, or you rather say, okay, you are there. What am I going to do going forward?
Thank you. So I believe my life and my position, when God created me, those things were there.
Yeah.
He had to toughen me up so that I can tell others to toughen up. That's what I'm telling my learners. Where I come from, I've never seen sexually molested learners like mine in that area.
God.
I've never seen learners who don't have parents. I've never seen learners who are relying on nutrition. They don't eat the whole weekend. They can't wait for Monday, 6 o'clock to be at school to eat that porridge. So what do? I build their resilience. And who do I talk about? Myself. I don't tell them about something that I read, because I went through that much.
Experience is so
I've
important.
seen it, and at the end I was like, God, hey, thank you. If I did not gain that experience, I'll be speaking about theory, and theory, you don't feel it. It's like,
And you wouldn't even connect with those
No,
kids.
no.
Because connection comes from truth, resilience, like you say.
yeah, so I'm connecting with a lot of things that happened to me. And I'm thanking God to saying, thank you for the experience.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
What is another storm?
What is next?
What is next?
What is another storm? I love that.
That's how I approach my life.
Bring it on.
Bring it on,
Yeah.
God. I'm ready. So that's how I live.
That is a very powerful mentality.
Yes.
That is a very powerful mentality. And it takes people years. Some don't even get a chance to be in that mentality.
True,
And once you're in that mentality, some other people think, this one
No,
doesn't
they'll
understand
think
what's going
you're
on.
not real.
Yeah.
And my life taught me life. My leadership by my mom taught me life.
And you didn't blame.
I didn't.
You
No,
always
while I
looked
was
in the
young-
mirror.
While I was young, I was like, ooh, I would tell, because my dad was a policeman. I
Yeah.
don't know what the struggle meant. My dad was the best dad ever. My mom was this tough woman who would be like, this week we don't eat meat, we eat. I hate cabbage, I hate spinach, I hate milk, pap and milk. Because my mom will be like, this week is milk week. And I'm like, really? And I'll open the fridge, there's meat. And she'll be like, it's not your house.
Wow.
It's part of the lesson.
And which is true.
It's not
your house.
If
Yeah.
you want meat, go and buy yourself a house. This is your dad and my house. So she taught me a lot of things indirect. And as I was growing up, and I'm like, thank you, Mom. You gave me milk because you were looking into my bones. That is why in my age, I'm turning 59 this year. I'm still
What?
wearing my high heels. I
see
I
that.
don't feel what they are talking about because of Mom. Spinach, my blood. She did all those things, but because she was not learned like myself, but she was rich with information. So she made me to live like a beggar while I was not. To an extent that I told my dad while I was still in grade 5, I think. I told my dad that, why did you marry this woman? My dad was like, you won't be here. And I'm like, no, with another woman, I'll be there. You could have, no, because you're a policeman, why don't you give her a hot lap one day?
Yeah.
And like, I love my wife. I experienced true life through my mom and dad. And sometimes I look for my dad in a man, which is a talk for another day.
Yeah.
But leadership, it's something that you're born with.
Amen.
You don't learn leadership. You learn management.
I agree with that.
You learn how to manage leadership. But this you're born with, because if you learn it, you're going to break.
Just like you don't lose what you are. Like, let's say you're an alcoholic. You don't lose that title, an alcoholic.
No.
You manage
You manage.
that. I love that.
You manage. So everything you manage. So I told myself that I'm the number one. I'm still going to remain being number one, regardless of the outside stresses, the storms, the mountains high, the what. If the mountains are high, I take out my high heels, I climb slowly, slowly. If the storms are there, I hang on until I get out. So it's about teaching the young ones that storms are there. Because with them, when storms comes, they stop. With them, when storms comes, when they're in grade 12, if they lose a mother because they relied on the mother, I teach them also to be self-reliant. Because if you're coaching your child, you teach your child that I'll always be there. God decides to take you. Do you know that the child's going to break? But if you tell your child that there's that power that is within you, rely on it.
But it's also because you're telling them a lie, because you're not always going to be there. You're not in control of your life.
No, we do that as parents, to say, I'm here, don't worry. If they bully you, I'm here. Then when you're gone, what's going to happen to that child?
Yeah, they're gonna break.
So that's what I'm teaching my learners, to say, you're bigger than you think. You're better than you think. You're the best. Teachers will be like, ooh, ma'am, that one. I'm like, go.
Because you're speaking it into existence. You want them to be aware of who they truly are.
Yes.
Who God says they are. Yeah.
Then I'm like, go boy. Wena, usnganga. Sure, boy.
Look
at you.
I'm also getting excited when you say that.
And I'll look at you. And come to mama and I hug them.
Yeah.
I hug these boys because their parents don't. Their parents don't hug boys, shame. That is why somebody will be like, my mentor will be like, this is why they even go and hug trees.
But I want now, Ms. Salome, to speak to parents. You know, you're mentioning something very, very important. I need you to speak to parents, because parents are doing, the best. I'm not saying they're not doing the best. But I just feel like we dwell into problems. I will say we, because I'm also a parent. We dwell into traumas and pain so much that our children have to understand.
Thank you.
We dwell into the wounds, and the hardships, that we forget that we have a purpose that we need to serve, which is raising these kids. And as I'm listening to your story, you wouldn't have succeeded if you hadn't started with the project, the most important project, which is yourself, where you have to look at yourself in the mirror. You don't blame anybody. You are accountable for everything that went in your life.
True.
What could you say to parents? Yeah.
To parents, they must take it easy.
Yeah.
They cannot live their kids' life, because that's what they're doing. They come and fight. They fight. They're doing it wrong. Sometimes you need to let go. You need to listen to your child, because in our culture, we don't listen to our children. They listen to us. What we learned does not apply to them.
Yeah.
What we learned can be challenged nicely and be put together with their life, and something big can be created. Parents need to teach their kids to depend on themselves, that inner voice. Because as you said, you are what God says you are, not what your parent is saying you are. They need to accept. What we need to do is to support, and give targets to saying, okay, you're saying you want to do this. If you don't give me this, what must I do? Let them give it back. And the child will be like, okay, in 3 years, I'll give you this degree. If you don't give it to me, what must I do? You see, you're coming to an agreement, because agreement is not only for your contracts.
Yeah.
We're very good in doing contracts, but we need to go back to our homes and contract with our kids to saying, okay, this is our financial situation. Because sometimes we don't disclose. You come angry, you're bleeding to your child. Your child is looking for KFC streetwise to you, like, "How nani?"
Already you're shouting at him.
And the child is like, but the dad next door can do it. What about
Yeah.
you? You never disclose. So before problems can come, if parents can be proactive to say, my child, at work, I'm going through this.
Honest, yeah.
May you be understanding. My child, this time financially, we're not doing good. May we, like my mom, may we eat milk because I'm building your
And
goals.
actually, they do
I
understand.
would have understood to saying, I'm eating milk for future. But we just ate, we just did those things. If parents can just allow space and listen,
Amen.
and listen, and listen, and thereafter, suggestions, because we impose what we believe in.
Yeah.
There's a fight of, I wanted to be a doctor, but I couldn't because of my teachers. By then, I could not learn to be self-reliant. I relied on my teachers, which is wrong.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm blaming myself. But as parents, if we teach our kids to saying, I wanted to be a doctor. If you choose medicine science, do you have that skill? Because I love God. He gave us different skills. But all of us, we want to do medicine science. And it's not medicine science these days. A history child can rule the country, can rule and be a judge and send you to prison.
That's true.
With malpractice as a doctor. So we need to listen to our learners, because we're struggling with parents who are like, yeah, my child is good at maths with level 3 or 4. They are not good. They can be level 7 in history. So the child is taking maths and science because they don't want to disappoint you.
Yeah, because our parents is like our first, living gods.
Living
like,
God.
Yes.
So they need to listen. They need to support their learners. Support meaning support their views and their vision. And also, they need to ignite that is within. The right way, not with money.
And affirm it.
Affirm.
Yeah.
Not giving money. Money is something else. They need to earn the money, not give money. Because when you are there, you're not there who's going to give them that money. They need to learn how to earn it. And to tell them that you're good. Telling your
Speak
child,
life into your
my
child.
mom will always be, my dad will be like, my queen. And we'll be like, "Hey, queenie," and I'll go to a mirror and what is my mom saying? So I grew up knowing that my mom is like, I'm not a queen, my dad, and I listen to my dad. So I knew that I'm a queen. When I walk, I must command.
And that's why you treat people like queens as well.
Yes.
You're treating people like queens
queens.
and kings, because you were taught that the king and the queen, it's in everybody.
It's in everybody.
Yeah.
So if parents can tell their kids that,
And they will reflect.
your child will be unstoppable because my mom told me that I'm beautiful. My mom told me I can do it. My mom told me that I'm clever, I'm intelligent. You speak those.
Thank you.
And your learners will believe you. Your kids will believe you. So
I wish we had time, eh? I could speak to you the whole day. But in closing, thank you so much. You shared a wisdom, you shared knowledge, you shared truth that most of us, we don't want to hear, because we want to be stuck and we want to be dwelling into our pains, into our situations, into our struggles, because it feels comfortable. And also it's because it gives us an excuse to say things and not be accountable for our own selves. Yeah. So in closing, I want you just to say just a few words about why do you think education is a very powerful tool to change people's lives and just the whole world?
Okay. I still stand with saying education is the best tool. If you are educated, you're having those documents, they allow you to open any door. And I usually give an example of saying, I'm a football skill player, and I get money from football. What if I get into an accident, I break my legs? What's going to happen next? So I would wish everybody could just have this basic education where even when we draft contracts, I can read between the lines. I only need a lawyer just to affirm, only. But at least I know what is in the contract. At least I understand what percentage will I get. And you'll only get that from basic education. So to me, education still stands and others follow. And believing in oneself is divine.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Salome. We really, really appreciate your time. I think we're going to have you again because I feel like there's more to unpack. Eh? And it fulfills me when I see people like you, people that we look up to. It gives us the hope that, you know what? The light leads, and it will always lead.
True.
Yeah. True. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, every conversation, it is a step forward to healing and transformation. Until next time, it is a goodbye on the Wellness Talk.